Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Kingdom Soldier, and I'm back again with another commentary. Today, I am going to attempt to tell you who I believe is the most valuable player from UGC Niagara. And the way that I did it is I kind of broke down, I crunched the numbers. Go over to COD Esports TV if you guys have never been there, or .tv. If you guys have never been there, amazing site. The statistics they have from Season 1, Season 2, they have past events, and they have UGC Niagara stats, and you can see all of the stats that I'm going to talk about today. And basically, I looked at those stats, I broke them down, I crunched the numbers, and I came up with 3 players who I believe were the 3 most valuable players at the event, and out of that group, I picked one of them. And so I'm going to give you the names of the players, and then I'm going to tell you who was number 1, and then we'll look at the stats together, and we'll kind of crunch the numbers, and you guys can see how I came to that decision. So the 3 players that made it to the top 3 of my list were Crimsix from Complexity, Dedo from FaZe Black, and Aches from Complexity. 2 players from the same team. And so let's go ahead and take a gander at the stats, and then I'm going to tell you guys who was number 1. I'm just changing things up a little bit because I want you to be in suspense. You know, I want you not to know. So first, let's take a look at Crimsix. So Crim was number 5 in kill-death ratio with a 1.25 KD. With 25 maps played. Now that was the second most maps played. The only team that played more was Optic Nation with 26 maps played. Every player above Crim and KD had less maps than he did, and so that communicated to me, that made a difference in why I chose that number for Crimsix. So he's number 5 in KD, number 4 in kills per respawn with 27.31. If they played 25 maps and they played more than everybody, and they played more than most other teams, then I'm guessing he played more respawns as well. So great job to Crim on the kills per respawn, the Slayer category. And then lastly, Crimsix was 11th in search and destroy kill death ratio with 1.33 kill death ratio in search, and they played 9 maps, more than any other team. Complexity played more search maps than any other team. So that's Crim. He did a great job at this event. Of course, his team came in first, and so the other player from his team that also made this list is Aches. So let's go ahead and take a look at Aches. So Aches finished 8th in kill death ratio with the same 25 maps with a 1.21, barely behind Crim by 0.04 kill death ratio by Aches. Great job of slaying for Aches. And here's the amazing thing. You didn't hear me talk about any kind of capping anything, Dom, Blitz, anything like that for Crim. He's a slayer and he slayed. However, Aches was able to have a 1.21 KD and also be 12th in blitz caps with 3.14 caps per blitz map. They played 7 blitz maps, more than any other team, meaning Aches had a higher amount of blitz caps than most of the guys above him, because some of them played 4 maps, 3 maps, and so that was very impressive. And still, capping all of those, when you combine that with his domination kills per respawn, Aches was right behind his teammate Crim at 6th in the Slayer category with a 26.5 kills per respawn. Very interesting statistic. And lastly, Aches was 7th, and he was higher than Crimsix was in kill death ratio for search and destroy. 9 maps played, of course, with a 1.42 kill death ratio. Very impressive stats from Aches. You know, when you think about most valuable players, you have to think about, you have to spread the statistics across. That's why a guy like LeBron, even though he hasn't gotten the scoring title in however many years, has won back-to-back-to-back, you know, MVPs, and he keeps getting these MVPs, is because he rebounds and he gets assists, and it's all about being your value and how you add value to the team and how well your team does when you do well. And so the last player is Dedo. Let's take a look at Dedo. Dedo, definitely the most impressive player when it comes to slaying at this event. His team finished 5th, FaZe Black. He was 3rd in kill death ratio with a 1.29 kill death ratio with 17 maps played. 5th in kills per respawn with a 27.27, right behind Crim and right above Aches. Basically, it went Crimsix, Dedo, and then Aches in order of the Slayer category. And then lastly, 3rd with a beastly kill death ratio in search and destroy with a 1.84. Now here's a key note about Dedo. Dedo was the only player out of any player to be in the top 5 of more than 2 of these statistical categories. In 3 categories, he was in the top 5. Now, he was not in the top at all, like top 20 for caps on blitz and caps on dom, but that was not his job. His job was to slay, and I think he not only kind of filled in for some of the lack of slaying power that they were missing with Saints not being there, but he did better. You know, he performed extremely well. No way FaZe Black gets 5th place without Dedo outslaying everyone. You know, he outslayed all the players that were there, and if you look at the average of his stats, he just was the slayer of this tournament. So after looking at all that, I looked at some other statistics that are not on here, you know, and so for someone like Crimsix, clutch ability, you know, he was easily, out of the 3 of these players, the most clutch. Crim came through when his team needed him to come through, whether it was snipes in Search and Destroy or a 6-piece in Domination. Whatever it was that his team needed, Crim, or not Domination, it was, I believe, well, whatever it was. I'm going to show a clip of it. You guys can tell me. So Crim did what was needed when his team needed him, and he came through in the clutch. It's like the same reason you throw the ball to Kobe Bryant more than any other player in the NBA when it's needed, because he's the most clutch player in the league right now, even though I don't think he's the best, but he's the most clutch. Crimsix was easily the most clutch player at this event. And then Aches, as the captain of Complexity, I don't know, because I didn't see any listen-ins. I didn't get to hear him talk, but I have to imagine that Aches' communication helped lead his team. And realistically, you look at Aches just across the board, to be top 12 in 4 of these categories, nobody even comes close to that. Not even remotely close to Aches' stat line. So after all of that, I'm going to give you guys a moment, and we're just going to pause for a second. I want you to think about the statistics I've given you. Who would you name MVP? And then I'm going to tell you who my MVP is. All right, I don't know what you guys said. I hope you wrote it in the comments. And you can place these guys in order. If you can say if you think the MVP was someone else. My MVP of UGC Niagara is none other than the captain himself, Mr. Patrick Aches. And the reason I decided that, you know, basically, I asked this question on Twitter: can someone win MVP if their team didn't win? You know, because Dedo just so outslayed and did such a good job of slaying across the board, did such a good job that I was thinking about giving him MVP. And then I was looking at the clutch ability factor of Crimsix, and I was thinking about giving him MVP. But I look at Aches' stats, and we can put them up on the screen again in a second. I look at Aches' stats, and Aches not only slayed right behind Dedo and Crimsix. I mean, right behind them. If you look at the numbers, Aches slayed right behind them, but then he also was 12th in blitz caps. And when, you know, TP didn't perform as well as he normally does at events, in this event specifically, Aches just came through and across the board was the most valuable player at this tournament. I think without Aches, Complexity doesn't place where they placed. And so that's why I gave Patrick Price the most valuable player for UGC Niagara. I hope you guys like this. If you want me to do this for every event, let me know. I will. I'm also considering doing a series where I just go beyond the numbers and talk about the numbers that we don't see and determine who was the X factor, who made the biggest difference on their team. Shout out to Replays. You did a great job at this event. Replays, Scumpy, you did a great job at this event. There's a couple people that were like right behind these guys. But, you know, applause and congrats goes to Aches for being the most valuable player, according to Kingdom Soldier. This is your boy, Kingdom Soldier, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.